Now lastly, know how to get them out of the virtual world and into the real world. These are the common mistakes that most men do. Too much chatting, too much email, being too available, and being overt about sex. Now with too much chatting and too much email, again, you do not want to develop a virtual relationship with her. You do not want to develop an internet relationship with her, unless that's your goal. Most people, they want to get them into the real world and have a physical relationship with them. So by too much chatting and too much email, you're setting a precedent that it's going to be hard to reverse if you continue on that path. Now, the rule that I recommend, particularly with email, is the 3 email rule. And that is, you get her in the real world within 3 emails, or you cut off communications. And you can even tell her in the 3rd email, hey, it's been great talking to you, but I'm not into developing virtual relationships with people and having virtual drinks and going on a virtual date. It absolutely sounds ridiculous. And just tell her that if you would like to meet for coffee for 10 minutes, great. But otherwise, I'm not going to email you anymore. Good luck on Ashley Madison and finding a man of your dreams. What this typically does is it will say, hey, okay, this man is for real. He is serious. And she'll probably be open for coffee for 10 minutes. That's very reasonable to ask for. So now keep that in mind. Next is being too available. Now this has to deal with the scarcity rule that we talked about earlier. You don't want to be too available. You want to make yourself scarce, make yourself more valuable. Now lastly, being overt about sex. Now I understand with Ashley Madison, there's a overlying premise that there will be an affair, there will be a physical relationship. Now this is so obvious that it does not need to be brought up. And it's kind of fun to have that lingering around without anyone talking about it. The mind frame that I like to give to the women is, I can control myself sexually, but barely. Most men are the opposite. Most men are very overt about sex and they say, hey honey, let's get it on. And women don't like that. In society, women do not want to be viewed as sluts. And if they can justify having sex with a man by having 3 dates or having 1 date, then they'll use that. But let them go through that decision process. You do not have to bring up sex because it's always going to be around. It's always going to be underlying. And you can kind of pun about it. You can kind of hint about it, but you don't want to be absolutely overt about it. It's a common way of getting yourself out of a date with a woman. If you want more tips and tricks on how to be successful in Ashley Madison, click on the link below to find out more. You'll also have the opportunity to get a free report called The 8 Biggest Mistakes the Typical Guy Makes and How You Can Avoid Them. Click on the link below to find out more.